Well, a defiant Roger Stone speaking out tonight about his arrest and what he says was the real reason he was indicted.
They want to silence me because I will stand up for Donald Trump. That's what this is really about.
Isaac Wright, I know he's dying to take this on, and Charlie Hurd here to tell us what they think the indictment means and if the president should be concerned.
But I'm targeted here because they want to silence me. I mean, I'm 66 years old. I support the Second Amendment, but I don't own a firearm. I don't have a valid passport.
Can you guarantee that the president won't pardon Roger Stone?
Again, I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals that are just ridiculous.
Well, in Washington for his arraignment, one-time informal Trump advisor Roger Stone just hours ago speculating to Fox News' Sean Hannity that Mueller's ultimate goal is to charge President Trump with Russian collusion. So let's bring in Democratic strategist Isaac Wright and Fox News contributor, opinion editor at the Washington Times, Charlie Hurd. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Good evening.
Good to be here.
Okay, I want to play a little bit more of what Mr. Stone had to say tonight about whether he's going to cooperate and how he's going to handle the Mueller investigation.
I am not going to testify against him because I possess no negative information. There is no Russian collusion. This is a witch hunt.
Isaac, he says he's got nothing on the president.
Well, only time will tell. He said on Sunday that he would communicate on the news. He's been back and forth on that. Roger Stone's not a fellow with a lot of credibility to begin with, even before the 7 indictments against him that include lying to Congress and the American people. So I don't think that's any surprise. You got to take everything that comes from him with a grain of salt. Obviously, when the indictments against him are about lying about the very case at hand, you know, we've got to hold this guy pretty circumspect.
Well, I want to play a little something that Republican Senator John Kennedy had to say about him today, and the news swirling around Mr. Stone. Here's Senator Kennedy.
I think Mr. Stone is a total Beavis. When his IQ gets to 75, he ought to sell.
Charlie?
Yeah, well, I think he's probably got that just about right. You know, anybody who's been around Washington for the last 20 years or so has known Roger Stone, or far longer than that, actually, knows, right? You know, he's an entertaining sideshow. What he says, there's maybe about a 5% chance that some of it's true, and you know, when you read some of the testimony and the indictments, you get a real sense that, you know, he's a fabulist. He likes to sort of put himself at the center of things. He likes to talk about his connections with people. It doesn't necessarily mean he actually has connections. At one point, he's talking about this go-between between him and WikiLeaks, or him and Julian Assange, and it turns out that it's actually a reporter who once interviewed him and may or may not have once been to London. I mean, it's all absolute nonsense at the end of the day. And of course, Isaac is exactly right. We have no idea what Mueller has right now. Yeah. We should wait and see. But I do think it's interesting that none of that stuff is in this indictment, and it's just one more example of Russia collusion or conspiracy, or whatever you want to call it, not being in evidence.
All right,
well, I think Charlie might be glossing over a little bit there the serious nature of this and the 7 indictments. I mean, we do know that Stone was in touch with WikiLeaks through conduits in advance of the emails being released, and he was in touch with the Trump campaign, and the Trump campaign officials were directed to go back to him to try to get more information about the Russia hack in advance of round 2.
Those are the allegations.
And he was congratulated by Steve Bannon, who was running the campaign for doing it.
But there's nothing, as Charlie said, there's nothing in there that links President Trump to Russia or any kind of collusion. I mean, he is charged on lying about kinds of things.
Or even that Roger Stone was in.
Correct. It does not name who. It does not name.
Or that Roger Stone was in any way in communication with WikiLeaks.
Okay, hold on a minute.
I
can't have you both talking at the same time. Charlie, respond.
The only important thing being that also unclear is that Roger Stone was in any way in connection with WikiLeaks before the document dump. And in fact, there's a very solid way way of reading those that testimony to make it clear that he was not in any way in connection with WikiLeaks beforehand. And the fact that he was not charged with lying on that count suggests that Mueller believes he's telling the truth, that in fact he was not.
He's got some other stuff he's going to have to answer for. And if you read the indictment, you know, there you go. All right, Isaac and Charlie, thank you both very much. Great to see you.